Hello, amazing viewer. You have come so far in this tutorial series, and we are about to watch the 18th video of PrimeWorks Photoshop tutorials, and we've been looking at the tools bar, the tools in the tools bar. And in this video, we want to learn about the transform options, how you can transform your shape to different um, shapes. That's transform your objects into different shapes. Okay, that's to reshaping them. That's what I mean. So very quickly, let's just go ahead and draw a shape, and I'm choosing to draw the rectangle tool. So I selected the rectangle tool and I'm clicking and dragging to draw it. Okay, so it is filled with black, but I can choose to change the color like I've taught in previous video where we looked at the shape tools. So let's just choose this purple color, and I just undo that. I take away that properties bar rather. Now we can choose to transform this shape, we can choose to resize it, we can choose to give it skew it, we can choose to distort it. Okay, we can choose to warp it. These are different options to transform a shape, and we'll start with the one of resizing the shape. Okay, now if you want to transform a shape, the first thing you need to do is to bring out the transform. Excuse me, my antivirus was loading there. The first thing you need to do is to bring out the transform marquee shape, that is the transform outline. And how do we bring out the transform outline? You can simply go to select and choose okay, okay, uh not necessarily select. Transform selection is a bit different from transform, but the shortcut to bring out the transform outline so that you can do your transforming is Ctrl plus T. Okay, so when you press Ctrl plus T, take note of the outline that forms around the shape. Now this now enables you to be able to resize the image according to your taste. So I can come to this node here, take note of the how the arrow changed to this double arrow line, double edge arrow line. It means that you can now drag it. So I can drag this down, okay, and I can drag it back up if I want. If I want to increase the shape diagonally, I come to this place and I drag it, and see how it's dragging it, is increasing it diagonally. I can go ahead and reduce it diagonally as well. If I want to increase it, widen it from the side, I just need to come to the side like this and widen it this way. Let me do that back. Now there are some other neat shortcuts you can apply. One of them is if you want to uh if you want to widen both sides at the same time. Take note, we just widened one side. This side was the only side moving, here was still. But if you want to widen both sides at the same time, go ahead and hold the alt key. Hold the alt key down. Take note of, hold the alt key down. My hand is still on the alt key, alt, and I go to one of the sides, the nodes at the sides, particularly the center one, and I left click and drag. Now take note, you can see that it is widening and increasing both sides at the same time. I release my hand from the mouse and see what it does. Okay, now you can also do the same thing for the top and bottom sides. Just go to one of the sides, hold the alt key and You can see that it's dragging, is increasing the two sides at the same time. Okay, let me undo that, undo this back. Now another very cool feature, neat shortcut we can apply is, what if we wanted to increase all the sides, this time it is all the sides at the same time. All we need to do is press and hold Alt, then press and hold Shift. Press and hold Alt first, then press and hold Shift, then come to any of the diagonal edges, come there and left click and drag. Now take note of how it is increasing on all sides at the same time. It's increasing on all sides at the same time. Then you release your mouse and release your hand from the Alt and Shift. So this is these are some very useful shortcuts, keyboard shortcuts you can use when transforming the shape of your object. Now another transform effect that we can do, what we've been doing now is free transform, okay, but when you right click on your, that's when you are inside your shape, and you right click, okay, now you will see all these options. Okay, there's the free transform path, which we've been doing. There's the scale, there's the rotate, there's the skew, there's the distort, there's the perspective. Now let me talk about this rotate now. Now without right clicking, you can actually rotate your shape. Just come to the edge like this. Take note of the change. Once the cursor changes to that bent arrow, that bent line with two arrow heads, when it bends like this, it means you can rotate it. So when you left click and drag, it rotates it the to what you want. So take note how it is showing the angle while you are rotating it. Right now it's 90 degrees, perfect, exactly 90 degrees, right about okay, I'm trying to get 90 degrees again. This is 90.1, but just you get the idea. It's showing you, yeah, this is 90 degrees. Then hey, I shifted my hand. Yes, release your hand, and this is exactly 90 degrees. So this is for rotation. Okay, let me undo that now by pressing Ctrl Alt Z. Alt Z or Shift. Okay, we are still on the transform tool, so I can't undo it now. Let me rotate it back to how it was before, 0 or something close to 0. Yeah, 0. So now that is for rotation. Now we have the option of scaling. Scaling is more or less increasing or reducing. Is very similar to free transform. Now we have this option of skew. When you left click on skew and you go to one side, take note of what happens. It is skewing that one side in the left or right direction. You cannot go up or down, you can only go left to right. So it skews it left to right. Okay, you can actually go up or down if you want, but is usually very useful when you want to skew from side to side, but you can actually go up or down. So when you want to skew one side, okay, of your shape, you can use the skew option. You can also come here now and skew your shape. Okay, so this is what the skew helps you to do. Now let me go ahead and take it to where it was before I skewed. Now another option is the distort tool. Okay, when you left click on the distort tool, it allows you to be able to adjust all sides of your shape. You can adjust it to any shape you want it to. You can distort it to any form you want it to, in a linear manner. Okay, so you can see that we have just adjusted this shape to this newer shape. Okay, so the distort tool just enables you to adjust all the sides, okay, to the taste you want. You can see how I'm distorting the shape in any manner I want. Okay, so that's what the distort tool helps you to do. We are creating, you can even distort it to something like a diamond like shape like this. So it's a very useful tool. It's one of the most common transform options that is used rather. Now now apart from the distort option, let me take it back to something similar to the rectangle we had before we started distorting. Okay, now apart from the distort tool, we also have perspective tool. Now what does the perspective tool do? Now the perspective tool, when you click on one edge and you adjust it, it goes ahead to also adjust the opposite edge of the shape at the same time. Take note of the other side, how it is also increasing at the same time. It's almost as if you are holding the alt key, but this time you are distorting the shape. Okay, so you just left click and drag, and you see that it also adjusts this edge. You can also adjust it inwards too. So this is what the perspective option is used for. If you want to adjust two opposite edges, bring them in or bring them out. We almost made something like a roof right now, the roof of a house. Okay, so this is what the perspective tool helps you to do. Now let's go to the warp tool. Now when you left click on the warp tool, this one is a very useful tool. You can use it to make things like curves, to curve your shape and the likes. All you need to do is just go, you can go to, if you notice, it has divided the shape into 6 cells, no, 9 cells rather. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. You can go to each of these cells, the edge of each of these cells, and you just need to, or the node, and you just drag it up. Take note of how it's beginning to create something like a curve. Okay, you can drag this first one up, it begins to curve this place up. You can shift here inward. Okay, shift here inward, drag this node. It's just used to make curvy shapes. If you want to make curvy shapes, you use the warp tool, and it's wisdom for you to adjust the nodes one after the other. Like when you adjust this first one, don't jump to this next one. It will not look very neat. Come to this second one here, adjust it. Come to this third one, adjust it. Then come to the last one and adjust it. It will give you a neater result. Okay, so this is how you can curve your shape with the warp tool. Okay, you can also click the lines. Look at, I'm clicking this line now that is attached to this node to, tweak the curve more. These lines that are attached to the node, you can tweak them. Okay, so you can take this one in, and you can see we are forming something that looks like a cloud. Okay, let me just press enter to, yes, press enter to, and look at how the shape looks. It looks like a a flag, a waving flag. Now there's more to the warp tool. Okay, so let me undo this, and let me still select the warp tool, right click, no, control T, to bring out the transform outline, right click and press warp. Now there are some custom warps. If you go to the properties bar here, you see what they wrote, custom. Now when you left click on the custom, you see the different custom shapes that the warp tool offers. There are a lot of them. Look at the flag one, see the wave one, see the fish one, see the rise one, fish eye, inflate, squeeze, twist. You can see all the options here. Okay, so let's just try one of them. You can go ahead and try the rest in your free time. Now let me try the arc one. When I left click on it, take note of how it applies the custom arc effect. Now I can choose to reduce the level of the arcness, the arcness, okay, by going to the bend option. This option here is currently set to 50. I can choose to come here and change it from 50 to 10 and press enter. Okay, and you see how it has reduced it, the arc, the bend of the arc more. You can also apply this to any other of these shapes, the bend, the effect of the bend. Let's look at this flag. It's currently set to 10. I can change it to 40 or any shape I want depending on what I'm looking for, and it adjusts it to that particular bend, and I can press enter. Okay, so this is one very useful tool, the custom options of the warp option for transform. Okay, so this is much about the, learning about the transform effect in Photoshop. We have several of them: scale, rotate, distort, warp, and the likes. Okay, perspective is also there. So we have looked at all of them for this video, and you can go ahead and practice creating some cool shapes with the transform tool. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next video. God bless you.